How many of you at one point or another suffered or was bothered by the idea of being what? لا hijabi, لا by being teenager, لا friends, لا
being a bad influence.
bad influence, لا لا by being weak. How many of you at one point or another was bothered by the fact or by idea of being weak? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you were bothered at one point in your life by the idea of being weak, and the person that says I'm always strong is the weakest, by the way. Who was ever bothered by that idea? Raise your hand. Hi. Hi. Don't worry if people see you. Raise high. Be proud about it. Right. Let's go quickly and tell me what was the incident, or what was the weakness that you were bothered by. What is weakness for you? Different. Being different is being weak. Abdullah. If you don't have no confidence, you're weak. What else? Yeah? Your hijab made you feel weak.
No.
Should you be weak or strong?
Strong.
We should be strong. Absolutely. And we'll talk about why in a second. Are we born weak or strong? Does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want us to be weak or strong?
Strong.
Our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us in the hadith al-sahih, al-mu'min al-qawi خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف في كل خير. المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله. So, first of all, Rasulullah is talking about al-mu'min. Who's al-mu'min? A person who believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a mu'min. And Rasulullah said the strong mu'min is more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and is better in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the weak mu'min. So we should become strong. وَفِي كُلٍّ خَيْرٍ. Eventually, they're both good at their capacities. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in Surah An-Nisa, وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. But al-insan is born weak. Al-insan is born weak, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to become strong. Why do we have to become strong? And what is the problem of being weak? There are many problems of being weak, but let's try to see what is the problem of being. Let's focus on what is it that we suffer from if we become weak. You won't be able to face many issues in life. You won't be able to face life itself. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be strong, but He created us weak. And if we remain weak, we can't face life. But there's something very specific happens to you when you're weak. What happens to you when you're weak? I want a very honest person, a very strong person to stand up and tell me, what happens to you when you're weak? What do you do when you're weak? There's one specific thing that weak people tend to do at their point of weakness. Let's see who's focused on his life, and let's see who's honest to share with us what would a person do when they're so weak. I mean, all what you're saying happens. There's something very important that we all do, we resort to when we get weak. We get weak, we don't like ourselves, we don't like our situation that we're in, we resort to, well, if you walk out tonight knowing this, that will be good enough for you. Let's be simple, keep it simple. Think of your childhood. What would you do if you felt weak in front of your parents? Thank you. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense?
Okay.
If you're weak, what do? Bas, khalas. All what you said falls under lying. You lie to yourself. You lie to your parents. You lie to your friends. You start lying because you're weak. Because what does lying do to your weakness? What does it do to your weakness? Why do you lie? To add to your weakness? What does lying do to your weakness? Huh? It hides it. It covers it up. So, if I'm weak and I'm suffering from obesity, I want to wear clothes that makes me look thin. I'm lying. I'm covering up my face with extra makeup. I'm lying. I'm beautifying this and I'm beautifying that. I'm lying. Now this is indirect lying, but this is the direct lying. Did you do this, Abdullah? No, I didn't. I'm lying. Something broke at home. Ibrahim, who broke the vase? I don't know. Isra. I'm lying. Did you study for your test? I'm lying. People, I want you, subhanallah, we need to know something. The more we understand ourselves, the more stronger we become. Because lying and weakness they go hand in hand. The weaker you are, the more you lie. The person that lies because it's a weak person. A strong person will never lie. Will never lie. Why is lying a problem? In a hadith, Rasulullah was asked, أَيَكُونُ الْمُؤْمِنُ كَذَّابًا? Rasulullah was asked, would a mu'min lie? What did he say, Rasulullah? فَقَالَ لَا كَذَّاب لَا. So even lying and kadhib does not line up with iman. You can't be a mu'min and a da'if. You can't be a mu'min and a liar. It doesn't work. Fine. Why is lying a problem? Rasulullah also told us in a famous hadith, Ayatul Munafiqi, the hypocrite has 3 characteristics. إذا حدث, the first one, إذا حدث كذب. Munafiq, hypocrite. And the hypocrite is weak. And the kadhab is weak. So, we're here in these few minutes, we identified one very important characteristic that we need to be aware of is lying. Because lying is a sign of
Weakness.
excellent. And the weak person will, and the liar is
Weak.
You got that? You got that? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to be
Strong.
but He created you. Why? Because you need to grow into weakness or into strength. You grow into strength. You work on yourself. You train yourself. So He wants you to be strong, and He created you weak because this is the sunnat al-hayat. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the system. Things don't just pop up like this. We need to work on ourselves. When is the first incident that will cause people to lie? Is when they're asked about something they either don't know or they want to cover up, right? And if they don't know, they don't want to look like they don't know. Have you guys been through that before? Huh? Have you been in a situation where you're sitting amongst or in a classroom or with your friends and you don't want to look like you don't know? Did it happen to any of you? No, mashallah. Well, sukut alat al-rida, we all went through it. We all went through it. Yeah, you were laughing. Okay, we all went through it. What did Ali radiallahu anhu say? He said, لا يستحي من يعلم إذا سئل عما لا يعلم أن يقول الله أعلم. The person that doesn't know should not shy away if he or she is asked about something they don't know to say. To say what? Allahu A'lam. In this statement of Ali radiallahu anhu is the solution. What is the solution for you to overcome your weakness and become strong? To do what? The solution is in facing your weakness. The solution is in being comfortable with your weakness. I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. I am physically weak right now, but I'm willing to train and become strong. I have few pounds extra, but I'm willing to deal with them. But you need to get comfortable with your weakness. This is exactly where we want to get to. You will never attain strength unless you're comfortable with your... Never shy away from your weakness, guys. Be comfortable with it. Why? Because Allah created me weak. Allah created me weak and I'm growing into strength. As long as I'm growing into strength, I should not shy away from weakness. It should not make me look bad in front of others because Allah created me weak. Created me and you and each and every one of us. We're all created babies, don't know anything. We're all created ignorant. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought us out of the wombs of our mothers knowing nothing. Do you feel comfortable when you're lying? No. See, I just assumed that you guys are all liars and you said yes. Because everybody said, no, I'm not comfortable when I'm lying, so that means we're... It's okay, we all lied at one point or another, صح? صح? Did any of you here was mashallah never lied in their life? Raise your hand.
We're lying now. You're lying.
Exactly, lying right now. Fine. How do we deal with this? How do we avoid lying? By embracing our weakness. When we embrace our weakness, we don't have to resort to lying. By embracing our weakness. Rasulullah said in the same hadith, المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي كل خير. The following statement was احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. العجز also weakness. احرص على ما ينفعك. What does it mean? From the apparent meaning is focus on that will benefit you. So, al-mu'min al-qawi is more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and it's more successful in life. How do we attain strength? Embrace your weakness. Don't shy away from your weakness. Never. Whether it's weight, knowledge, skin color, accent. So the idea here is each and every one of us has some weakness in them. And if we want to start counting, we're not going to stop. There's weakness. Each and every one of us has weakness. But step number one, accept, embrace your weakness, admit that you're weak. But there are two types of weaknesses. There's a weakness that's by creation, by nature. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us weak. And how do we overcome that weakness? By developing. أحرص على ما ينفع, Rasulullah said. By developing and learning and improving. So when we say, why do we need to learn? Why do I have to learn anything? Why do we need to learn? So we become? Because we need to overcome our weaknesses. So the learning process in life is for you to become stronger. Whatever you do in life, and take this as a measure. If what you're doing in life is not making you stronger, it's making you weaker, is it the right thing to do? For example, drugs. Does drugs make you stronger or weaker? What's the point? Does alcohol make you stronger or weaker? What's the point? So anything in life we gauge it by, is it making me stronger or weaker? Then things will become easier. احرص على ما ينفعك. Do the things that will benefit you, as Salam said. They'll make you stronger. واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. But just doing it on your own as a human being is not enough. Because you need physical strength and you need psychological strength. How do you get that? استعن billah. Right? Depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You tie in both physical strength and mental, psychological, inner strength by gaining iman. وَلَا تَعْجِزْ. You will never, inshallah, be ajiz, be weak. So this is what I wanted to tell you today. And we ended one more time with قول علي رضي الله عنه وأرضاه لا يستحي من يعلم إذا سئل عما لا يعلم أن يقول الله أعلم. لا يستحي. Very important. Never shy away from your weakness. Any comments or questions? Yeah. How do you know weakness? Good question. How do we know our weaknesses? How do we know our weaknesses, guys? If you're insecure about it, excellent. Makes you feel uncomfortable. It bothers you. This is a weakness. If it stops bothering you, that's it, you've conquered it.
How about we talk like popular weakness that everyone really
How about someone come up here and talk about a popular weakness that doesn't relate to him or her, that everybody else has? Okay, here, we got a volunteer. Jazakallah khair.
He's not yet.
Give him a hand, guys, give him a hand. Give him a hand. What's your name? Alaikum assalam. Come here. تعالوا الاثنين ونقول. What's your name? يلا عمر.
Let's go with this.
Something good.
Apparently, I heard from somebody that a lot of people feel insecure about their body. Why? Why do we feel insecure about our body? Do we walk around? Yes. Huh? Media. Because the media is portraying the perfect body to us. And this thin and this tall and this shoulder. It makes us feel insecure about our body. What do we do when we feel insecure about our body?
Trying to cover it. Cover it. Show.
We try to change it. How?
Working out,
Plastic surgery is an easy one. Makeup. Wearing loose clothes is not a bad thing. Wearing loose clothes is good. That's not a bad thing. However, doing all these crazy things. Doing all these crazy things, does it help? Does it help when people do crazy things to cover up their body? It doesn't. It makes it worse because there's no limits to it. So all these quick fixes, do they help us become strong? But what is the right thing to do?
Embrace.
That's right. Salah. Louder. What do we do?
Embrace it.
That's right. We embrace it. Now, but let me tell you something. Embrace it doesn't mean to become careless. Because having a healthy body is a must. But being over paranoid because of the image, that's what we don't like. So we need to separate having a healthy body and working out and eating healthy. Because we need to stay healthy from doing it for, why do people wear brand names, for example? Why look cool for whom? For others, son. For others. For others, what does it make a difference to you if it's this brand or that brand? It doesn't make a difference. But wearing brands, and I say it today here, is a sign of weakness. Wearing brands, guys and girls, it's a sign of weakness. Why? Because you're wearing brands to impress others.
Add value to yourself.
You're adding value to yourself as if you are valueless. Right? What else? What else that we do that we cover up in front of people to make ourselves do or look better? What else? Makeup. Exactly, makeup. I mean, we're not talking halal haram here. We're talking psychology. Because we need to be psychologically strong. Why do a lot of girls put a lot of makeup?
They're healthy.
They're covering up for weakness. They're covering up for weakness. And this is something we don't like. We want to be strong. We don't care about, we don't care about others, not in a sense of us doing bad things, but in a sense of us protecting ourselves. We're worth it. We're strong. We have value. We don't need approvals of other people. What else?
Brand.
Brand, whether shoes or clothes, same thing. What else? About haircuts?
Haircuts, yeah.
Hairstyles. Why do people go crazy about hairstyles? Why? We want to look cool. For whom? For others. Is it a sign of weakness? Is it a sign of weakness? This is a sign of weakness.
Yes.
It's okay if you like a hairstyle, and don't get me wrong, but people exaggerate to show, and they're always up to date, and this is the trend, and this is in, and this is the style, and following styles and stuff. Why? Because you're weak. Depends on the situation, huh?
If you like it, it's fine.
Right, but if you're following all the time, right? That's a sign of weakness. What else? What else, girls? Rain. Weight, definitely. We said your body image, right? Right? So, yeah, we need to be healthy. However, we should not go crazy to please others and just to look good. Speaking in a certain way. Is there a style in speaking nowadays? I don't know. Is there a style in speaking? Okay, so anything, even speaking style, I've never heard of it before. But if there is speaking style, just to impress others, this is again weakness. So you need to know anybody that's trying to show off to impress others, that person is weak. You don't want to be that weak person. You want to always be strong by being, how do we become strong? Embracing our weakness. We get our strength from our weakness. I'm comfortable with my weakness. However, I don't remain in them. What do? I develop myself to become stronger. I learn and I train to become stronger. But do I become stronger for others? I become stronger because the Prophet told me, "Al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa habbu ila Allah min al-mu'min al-da'if." Wa fi kullin khayr. Jazakumullah khair for your attention. I really enjoyed the session. I promise you next time we'll talk about relationships.